The first sign was not the silence. It was the wrongness. In Accra, silence is rare. Even at dawn, something is always alive, the distant hum of trotro engines, a woman calling pure water, the restless barking of a dog that refuses to mind its business. But that morning, when Senna stepped outside, it wasn't quiet. It was paused. The sky looked normal at first glance. Pale blue. No clouds. No sun either, but that wasn't what bothered her. It was the fact that her shadow wasn't there. Senna froze. She lifted her hand slowly, fingers trembling. Her body moved. Her feet touched the ground. But there was no shadow stretching beside her like it had followed her since she was born. "Okay," she whispered, her voice sounding too loud in the still air. "That's not funny." She turned back toward the house. The wooden door behind her was open, exactly how she left it. Inside, her little brother Cubby was still sitting at the table. But he hadn't moved. Not even a blink. "Cubby," she called. No response. She stepped closer. His spoon hovered halfway to his mouth, a piece of soaked bread clinging to it like it had forgotten gravity existed. His eyes were open, staring at nothing. Senna's chest tightened. "Cubby," she snapped, shaking his shoulder. Nothing. Not a flinch. Not a breath she could see. Panic rose fast now, sharp and choking. She stumbled backward, knocking into a chair. It fell, but didn't hit the ground. It stopped midair. Senna stared. The chair floated, tilted slightly, frozen like a photograph that refused to finish developing. That's when she realized it. It wasn't just Cubby. It wasn't just the house. It was everything. She ran outside. The street that should have been bursting with life was trapped in a strange, suspended moment. A trotro stood in the middle of the road, tilted slightly as if it had just hit a bump. A woman beside it held a basket of oranges, except the oranges were not in the basket. They hovered in the air, mid-fall. A motorbike rider leaned forward, stuck in motion, his scarf hanging unnaturally still behind him. Even the wind had disappeared. Leaves hung in the air like they were painted onto the world. Senna's heart pounded louder and louder until it felt like the only thing still moving in the entire city. "Hello," she shouted. Her voice didn't echo. It just stopped. Like the sound itself didn't know where to go. Then she saw him. At the far end of the street. Walking. Actually walking. A boy, maybe her age, maybe a little older, moved casually through the frozen world like he didn't notice anything strange. Unlike everything else. He had a shadow. Senna didn't think. She ran toward him. "Hey," she called, her voice cracking with relief and fear. "Hey. You can see this too, right?" He stopped. Slowly, he turned. And for a moment, just a moment, his eyes flickered with something that made her wish she hadn't called him. Not confusion. Not fear. Recognition. Like he had been expecting her. "You're not supposed to be awake," he said. Senna's breath hitched. "What?" He studied her, his expression tightening slightly. "This is bad." "What do you mean this is bad?" she snapped, gesturing wildly around them. "Look at everything. People are frozen, things are floating, my brother." "I know," he cut in calmly. "That made it worse." "You know." "Then fix it." The boy sighed, running a hand through his hair like she was the inconvenience here. "It doesn't work like that." "Then explain it," she demanded. He hesitated. And in that hesitation, something shifted in the air. A low, almost inaudible sound, like something cracking, far away, but getting closer. The boy's head snapped upward. "No," he muttered. Senna followed his gaze. The sky, the empty, sunless sky, had begun to split. Not like clouds moving. Not like lightning. But like a tear in fabric. A thin, glowing crack stretched across the blue, widening slowly. Senna's stomach dropped. "What is that?" The boy didn't answer immediately. When he finally spoke, his voice had lost all its calm. "That," he said quietly, "is what happens when time realizes it made a mistake." Senna swallowed hard. "What mistake?" He looked at her. Directly. "Seriously? You?" Senna stepped back. "Me," she repeated, her voice thin. "What are you talking about?" The crack in the sky stretched wider. This time, she heard it clearly, a deep tearing sound, like the world itself was being unzipped. The boy didn't take his eyes off her. "You're not supposed to be here," he said. Not harsh. Not angry. Just certain. "I'm literally standing in my own street." Senna snapped. "What do you mean I'm not supposed to be here?" Another crack split the sky. The air around them shivered. The floating oranges trembled. For the first time, something in the frozen world moved. The boy cursed under his breath. "We don't have time for this." "Then start talking," she shot back. He looked at her like he was deciding something important. Then, "Time stopped at 6:42 a.m., he said quickly. "Everything, everyone, you see it. Frozen. That part is not the problem." Senna blinked. "That's not the problem. The problem," he continued, "is that when time stops, it corrects itself. It makes sure nothing continues moving. Nothing changes. Nothing slips through." A pause. His eyes locked onto hers. "But you did." Senna's chest tightened. "I don't understand." "You woke up," he said. "You stepped outside. You noticed things you weren't supposed to notice. That means something went wrong." The crack above them widened again, faster now. Thin lines spread out from it like veins. Senna shook her head. "No. No, this doesn't make sense. I didn't do anything." "Exactly," he said. And somehow, that made it worse. A loud snap echoed across the sky. This time, it didn't stay distant. The ground beneath Senna's feet vibrated slightly. She turned sharply as one of the frozen people, the woman with the oranges, twitched. Just once. Then went still again. Senna's breath caught. "Did you see that?" "Yes," the boy said grimly. "It's starting." "Starting what?" He hesitated again. And Senna was beginning to hate that pause more than anything. Finally, he spoke. "When time breaks," he said slowly, "it doesn't fix things gently." Senna felt cold. "It removes the mistake." "Silence." "Removes," she whispered. Another twitch. This time, it wasn't just the woman. The motorbike rider jerked slightly. The throttle creaked. The floating chair inside the house dropped, then froze again just before hitting the ground. Senna's heart slammed against her ribs. "No," she said, shaking her head. "No, no, what does that mean?" The boy looked at her. And for the first time, there was something like pity in his eyes. "It means you don't exist in this moment anymore." Senna's ears rang. "That's not possible," she said quickly. "I'm right here." "Not to time," he replied. The crack above them paused. Light seeped through it now, too bright, too sharp. And then Senna felt it. A strange pulling sensation. Like something invisible had grabbed onto her. She gasped. Her hand. Her hand was flickering. Not disappearing completely, but glitching. Like a bad video. She stumbled back. What's happening to me?" The boy moved instantly, grabbing her wrist. And the flickering slowed. "Stay close," he said. "If you drift too far, it'll erase you faster." Her breathing became uneven. "Erase me. I told you." "I heard you," she snapped, panic rising. "I just don't accept it." Another violent crack split the sky. This time, a small piece of it, an actual piece, broke away. And fell. But it didn't fall like normal. It dissolved into light before it hit the ground. Where it vanished, reality shifted. The road warped slightly. The trottle's position changed, just a little. Like something was rewriting the scene. Senna stared in horror. "It's changing everything." "Yes," he said quietly. "It's trying to fix you out of it." She yanked her hand away from his. "Then stop it," she cried. "You keep talking like you understand, so do something." "I am doing something," he snapped, losing his calm for the first time. "I'm keeping you here." "Why?" she shot back. "Why do you even care?" That hit something. He went still. The sky cracked again. Closer. Louder. And then he said it. "I've seen this happen before." Senna froze. "What?" His jaw tightened. "A long time ago, there was someone else." Her stomach dropped. "They woke up like you," he continued. "They didn't belong in that moment either." "And what happened?" she whispered. He didn't answer immediately. He didn't need to. Because the look in his eyes said enough. Time erased them. Senna stepped back slowly. Fear wrapped around her chest, tight and suffocating. "No," she said, shaking her head. "No, that's not going to happen to me." The boy took a step toward her. "Then you need to listen." She didn't respond. "Because this," he gestured at the sky, now splitting wider and wider, "this is only the beginning." Another pull hit her. Stronger this time. Her legs flickered. For a split second. She couldn't feel the ground. Senna gasped and grabbed onto him again, terrified. "Okay," she choked out. "Okay, what do I do?" The boy looked at her. Serious. Focused. "There's only one way to stop this." The air seemed to hold its breath. Senna swallowed. "What way?" He hesitated. Just for a second. But it was enough to make her heart drop. "You have to go back," he said. "Back, where?" His voice lowered. "To the moment you weren't supposed to survive." Everything went silent. Even Senna's heartbeat felt distant. "What?" she whispered. The boy didn't look away this time. "Time didn't make a mistake today," he said. "It made it before." Another crack. The sky now looked like shattered glass. And you've been living inside that mistake ever since. Thanks for watching. Like, share, follow, comment your thoughts and stay tuned for more amazing stories like this.